Mecca Adam Abu Bakr is a refugee from Sudan. She is describing how she saw 4 children kidnapped by paramilitary fighters in Darfur in April last year. In this camp for displaced people near the Chad-Sudan border, Reuters spoke to others who had similar tales to tell. Their accounts about children of all ages being abducted by the Rapid Support Forces and other allied militias reveal a horror of Sudan's civil war that has not been reported by other media. Witnesses also told us that fighters from the Rapid Support Forces took children during their violent takeover of the Sudanese city Al-Fashir late last year. The war, a power struggle between the RSF and the Sudanese army, has killed tens of thousands of people and led to famine and disease. The United Nations describes the humanitarian crisis in Sudan as the largest in the world, and the stories of abduction and enslavement gathered by Reuters may violate international laws and may amount to war crimes and crimes against humanity, legal experts said. Abu Bakr says she fled a refugee camp called Zamzam with a group of other civilians. About 6 miles outside of town, they were stopped. Reuters spoke to 26 witnesses in person or on the phone after they had fled to the North Darfur town of Tawila, or to eastern Chad. In total, they described 23 separate incidents since 2023, where at least 56 children were taken, the youngest 2 months old. Children who resisted were beaten with guns or held at gunpoint, witnesses said. In some instances, witnesses told us the paramilitary RSF fighters killed the parents first before taking their sons and daughters. In at least 4 cases, witnesses said fighters told them the children would be used as slaves to herd animals. Reuters could not determine how many children have been abducted and could not independently verify the accounts or trace what happened to them. The RSF did not respond to requests for comment about the reported abductions and abuse of minors and killing of their parents. Previously, it has denied deliberately targeting civilians and says it has placed fighters suspected of abuses under investigation. The Sudanese army said the witness accounts were consistent with the behavior of the so-called Janjaweed militias the RSF evolved from. An official from UN children's agency UNICEF said they were consistent with a broader pattern of grave violations against children in Sudan. None of the interviewees saw what happened after the children were taken, but one witness described hearing children crying for their parents at night while he was being held for ransom in the days after Al-Fashir fell. Witnesses said the abductions happened in Al-Fashir and along the road to Tawila, a town about 30 miles to the west, where the UN estimates about 650,000 people are sheltering, displaced by the war. Imam Ali said his family fled Al-Fashir in March last year and was attacked by RSF fighters southeast of Tawila. The Janjaweed militias were accused of genocide in Darfur in the early 2000s. During that conflict, the militias abducted children and forced them to do domestic work, look after livestock, or work as sex slaves, activists and human rights groups said at the time. Fatima Yahya says she fled Nyala, the capital of South Darfur, in October 2023, and was stopped by a group of RSF fighters in a village called Karamaje on the way to Al-Fashir.